Okay, class, I'm looking at doing some problems on worksheet 4.1 here. So I'm just going to randomly select some problems so you have something to go by. So let's just do one on, let's say 1i. So what you have here is you got 12x to the fifth minus 3x to the fourth plus 4x minus 1 minus 8x to the fourth minus 7x cubed minus 3x plus 2. So because you got a minus there, that means you got to change all the signs here, and as you do it, put them underneath each other. So you have negative 8x to the fourth. So you got that one done. Well, I'm going to have to put, that's just going to be plus 7x cubed. There's no cube over on this side. Plus 3x, and then minus 2. Okay, so don't forget that value. So let's start from the highest to the smallest. So this is called descending order. Descending. So my largest power, 12x to the fifth. Then adding these two here, be minus 11x to the fourth plus 7x cubed. So got that one taken care of. Plus 7x minus 3. And that's all you have to do on that one. So just be careful on your signs. Take your time rewriting it. Don't do it in your head, because that's usually where you make a mistake. All right, let's flip over. Let's do 2C here. All right, so you have 3x minus 1, 7x squared minus 3x plus 2. So notice you have a 2 by 3 values. So let's create a 2 by 3 box, and I highly suggest to do a box to keep things organized. Okay, keep in mind, even in calculus we do this just to organize our cells. So there we go. So start multiplying out. So you have 21x cubed minus 9x squared and plus 6x. You notice sometimes you can always have patterns there. Next row here, minus 7x squared plus 3x minus 2. And now let's go ahead and go descending order again. So here's my first value, 21x cubed. Those are both squares, so minus 16x squared. Those are the same there, plus 9x minus 2. And there you have it. Okay. All right, let's go over 3a. Been a while since we've done some factoring. 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. And all three can be done by the X box method. Okay, so let's go over how to do that. So you can place your values here. 3x squared plus 1. Okay. So, and then plus 4x. So that's where you can start off with, putting those three values in. So these two go in the box, and this one goes in the x. So this value here is multiply those two out. So then you have 3x squared, and that's a positive. So if we run through those values, say 3x squared, one that works is 1 and 3, so 1x and 3x, both positive. Okay. All right, so plug those in, plus 1x plus 3x. Okay. So let's go this direction first. Let's use a different color here. So let's take out a 3x, which means this would have to be a 1x. And if I take a 3 out of this, that would be just a plus 1. And here, take out an x, I have plus 1. So there's your factors. So you have 3x plus 1 and x plus 1. Okay. Let's do one more with a negative there. So let's do 3f. So we have 4x squared minus 7x minus 2. All right, so let's put everything in here. 4x squared minus 2 minus 7x. Okay, again, those go in the box. That goes underneath the x. Now let's multiply those out. So you have a negative 8x squared, and begin finding your values for negative 8x squared. So you have 1 and 8, 2 and 4. But notice we're subtracting, so there's my numbers. So I have 1x and 8x. So that would mean that this would have to be a negative, and that would have to be a positive. That way when I multiply, I get this, and when I add, I get that. So I have plus 1x minus 8x. Okay, so let's start off here. Let's take out a 4x, and that would be what's that? Just a 1x, and that would be negative 2, and this would be plus 1. Therefore, what we have, x minus 2 and 4x plus 1. Okay. All right, so hopefully that helps out a little bit. Let's go and do a couple out of 4 here. So let's start off with, say, 4a. So you have 9 plus 3x. You're just, factoring out 2 terms here, some different options. So, for example, divide by 3. Take a 3 out, you have 3 plus 1x. And you don't need the 1 there if you don't want to. Okay. Let's take out a little bit more than just a 1. Let's go to 4g. Okay, so you have 9x squared minus 27x squared y. So divide out a 9x. Let's get some color here. So take a 9x out. What does that leave you? That gives you just x. Here, that gives you a 3. So minus 3, that gives you a 1x and a y. Okay. All right. For G, let's go to 4I. Now let's do 4K. Okay, so now there's another option here. 9 minus 4x squared. Notice there's nothing to divide out, but you do have a perfect square. You have a negative here, which means I can break this down to 3 and 3, 2x, 2x. So we have 3 minus 2x and 3 plus 2x. Okay. So you gotta look for perfect squares sometimes too. So there's nothing, take out GCF out, look for that. Okay, it's a lot of questions sometimes. People have been struggling with completing the square. So let's do, I know a lot of people are gonna have questions 5b. So, because there's nothing but fractions there. So let's do that one. Okay, the other one's not too bad. They both have fractions there. Okay, so start off here. We're going to have a 1 here, so let's divide everything by 3. So I have x squared plus 1x plus 8/3 equals 0. Okay, let's move this over. So you have x squared plus 1x plus blank equals negative 8/3 plus blank. All right, so taking this here, take half, or divide by 2 squared, so that's 1/4. So that would mean that this is our first value, so add 1/4, add 1/4, and here would be our x plus squared here. Okay, so what we have then is x plus 1/2 squared. Okay, our common denominator here. So multiply this by 4, this by 3. So you have negative 32/12 plus 3/12, which gives us negative 29/12. Oops. Okay, so now we have x plus 1/12 squared. Okay, so now take the square root of both sides. So we have x plus 1/2 equals, now simplifying this here, you do have an I. You have the square root of 29. Now breaking this down, you have 4 and 3, so that would be 2√3. All right, now multiply top and bottom by √3. So you have x plus 1/2 equals, and I've got my plus or minus there. Plus and minus, what is that? I think that's the square root of 87/6. Move the half over, so you have negative 1/2 plus or minus I root 87/6. There you go. And again, sometimes too, people put the root 87. Remember, this tells you that this is your y value. So sometimes they put it behind it like that. All right. Okay. And that is it. So you try to do 5b on your own. Don't just copy, and then try 5a on your own. So that should help out a little bit.